All right, so the last thing we're doing.
Well, the last thing we were doing was going to be what your favorite type of the question of the week.
Oh yeah, question of the week.
You're jumping the gun.
Thank goodness.
You're jumping the gun.
All right.
So the question of the week this week, as we put out, is what's your favorite video game genre?
Yeah.
So and there are a lot of different genres to account for it. People usually just think first-person shooter RPG. You've got roguelike, you've got open world. There are a lot of stealth games, puzzle games.
Yeah.
Match 3. There are so many different types of games. If you're a fan of Match 3 games, then it's a different type of gamer than a
like
RPG.
we were talking about earlier with like Neo and stuff. Like there are like little niche genres that you can do. Like Dark Souls is not technically a genre, but that would be a valid answer.
It's an action RPG.
Yeah,
but it's
a particular kind of action RPG. So.
Like if in the same vein, you could have as your answer Zelda like games or Zelda games, because Zelda, the way that the Zelda games are run, it's an action action-adventure game with RPG-like elements in it.
Yeah.
So I've been a very big fan of open-world games for quite a while, because if they're done right, I think they're very. I think that it can give the player so many choices, or even a freedom of choice. So I feel like I can make my character whoever I want. I really enjoy that, and same thing with Mass Effect. Mass Effect is an RPG. It's a third-person shooter RPG.
Yeah,
that's a very interesting combination. But I'm able to play that character, my Commander Shepard, however I want to play Shepard.
Yeah.
I think that whenever a game lets me do that, I really enjoy that, because I may play the character exactly how they wanted me to play it, but I felt like I got that freedom. I really do enjoy open world games, though, like Skyrim and Fallout. Absolutely love those. Because of that reason.
Yeah, and kind of tagging off of that, one of our Twitter followers, Alex, said that his favorite is a mix of genres. He said, and I asked him to give an example, and he came up with Red Dead Redemption, because that is a Western, that is an RPG. There's a card game in there,
it's a third-person shooter.
Yeah,
it's a third-person shooter.
But it becomes something else, and it reaches out to find all these other areas.
And again, being open world, but the openness of the world is really it's giving you freedom to go off. You can go off and hunt if you want.
Yeah.
But really, the story is exactly where they want you to go. It gives you a freedom of choice, where on the other spectrum of that, like Skyrim, you could play Skyrim for 100 hours and not touch the main story. There's that much else going on.
Yeah.
Red Dead doesn't have that, and I'm a huge fan of Red Dead. Red Dead is about the story. It's about Marsden's story, but you can also go off and see a coyote attack a lady. I don't know if I told you about that story. It was
no.
So there were two people, and I already assumed that they were trying to rob me, but they were trying to say, "Hey, we need help. And because one of the scripts that it goes through, one of the random things is the person will say, "Hey, I need help. Come with me," and then if you go there, you get robbed. And I thought that was going to happen, so I started following the woman, and the guys came out to rob me, which I already knew was going to happen, and then they got attacked by coyotes. Because randomly it had coyotes around that area. So it's an interesting story that may or may not happen to anybody else.
Yeah.
But if a game lets me play the way I want, and I think the mix of genres is important as well. We talked about Dark Souls, and people say Dark Souls clones. In the early and mid 90s, if you came out with a first-person shooter game, you were a Doom clone.
Yep.
I mean, it didn't matter what the game was. It's like, oh, this is a Doom clone.
Right.
Even though it was something completely different, and then it became the first-person shooter genre.
It's kind of funny because you and Alex very much narrowed in on, okay, give me a game where I can do all the different things and go all over the place and do what I want.
I don't have to do all the things.
Right, but having those options,
I like
and
that.
which is really funny because probably my top genre is roguelikes.
Yeah.
Where you're doing one thing.
Yep.
You have a task, a mission. Like it's going to be a little bit. The environment is going to be different.
Sure.
But like Rogue Legacy and Enter the Gungeon and Binding of Isaac.
Yeah, of course.
God bless Binding of Isaac. and the one that I've gotten into now, Spelunky. Like these are games that don't give me a whole lot of options. You have an objective.
Yeah.
One objective that you're meant to pursue. And I pursue the crap out of that objective, and I love the fact that I love it for it's really weird how much crossover there is between roguelikes and Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Because you have this objective, and yes, I can level up my Dark Souls character. Rogue Legacy, you build the castle and you get the equipment and all that kind of stuff. But the main thing that's happening in both of these games is I'm getting better at the game.
Yes.
And it's not that I'm learning it, because like you have the speedrun community, which is I have learned exactly how to do exactly everything that's going to happen because I've played this game enough that I can shave off a quarter of a second of the Super Mario Brothers runtime.
Yep. Cool.
And I'm like, okay, I've gotten good enough that whatever the game throws at me,
then you're okay.
Yeah. And that's it's just a weird thing that makes me feel happy. Yeah. We also had Chris White on the Facebook page. He said, "This is a tough one, and as I thought about it, I realized that it has changed over time. I will go with adventure. Modern adventure games have a good mix of RPG elements, fast arcade combat, and good storytelling." Yeah. And that's the thing. Is like when I initially put the question forward, it was like, what genre is your thing?
Yeah.
And for a lot of us, it's, well, I like when you got some of this and some of this, and like it used to be really easy to be like, oh, this game is a platformer, this game is a first-person shooter. That was, you knew what you were getting into. But as more developers have been able to create things, to make things the way that they want them, they've been able to incorporate elements from other things. And it's very rare anymore that you'll find an adventure game that does not also have RPG elements in it.
Sure.
And I really appreciate that.
Like Tomb Raider and Uncharted, I think, are really good examples of that. I'll agree. Mine changed I was really into fighting games for quite a while. There's quite I wouldn't say they're phases, but I played a lot of fighting games. I played a lot of first-person shooters. Mm-hmm. I played a lot of NBA jams and basketball games. I even played some of the better NFL games, which I haven't played in years. But
well, they never made a Tecmo Super Bowl.
I was thinking NFL Blitz.
Oh, NFL Blitz was so amazing.
Yeah, I want to be able to do a power bomb.
Interesting how when the whole concussion news started out, then the NFL kind of shut that one down.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yep.
So let us know if you didn't already. Let us know what your favorite game type thing is. What's your favorite genre, or how do you think? Or do you like the combinations? Do you like interesting combinations of those?
Yeah,
because they can always be good.
Yeah,
like a puzzle RPG would be dumb, but someone could do it.
Yep. So that is our show for this week. If you're heading out and you're not wanting to watch me eat a habanero pepper, I'm going to review Podcasting 2016.
Yes.
For those of you who are fans of the Comedy Button, this is basically going to be the church review for podcasting. But first, I'm going to eat. Well, see, now that I've pulled them both up, then I have to eat the bigger one because otherwise I'm just a coward. So, first, before I review, I'm going to eat this habanero pepper.
Thank you for watching This Week in Our Collective Heads. Subscribe to watch more content that was like that or different.
And communicate to us. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. We are on Twitch. We are all over the place. You can pretty much find us as This Week in Our Collective Heads or TWIOCH, except we're TWIOCH Gaming on Twitch. So find us there, communicate with us, we'll hit you back.